I want to say a quick thing about how people don't understand how time consuming making strength gains in powerlifting or any strength gain sport is. For example, one of my friends and someone to whom I train, his name's Kevin. Deadlift is his struggling point as far as getting his technique figured out. I feel like we got his bench and his squat dialed in pretty good, and I just haven't figured out the combination to that lock yet. Like we make small little gains in progress every time I see him in person, and we can work on it. But I just haven't found the combination to that lock yet, and I will. I promise you, I'll find the combination to that lock. We will. But he had just posted about his deadlifts last night, and in his second block of training, which is a month long, he's on doubles right now. And for the first 3 weeks, he progressively hits a heavier double. Now this is up to him to figure out what weights he needs to use. He's found out at an early training age, that you need to take small victories in training, and then that leads up to a peak at a meet. He's found out already that it doesn't make any sense to unload in training and then show up on meet day and have nothing. The whole point of this is to peak for competition, at least the way we approach it. So, every time he's peaking for a meet, the second block, month 2, he's got doubles. And he's got 3 weeks of doubles straps down. And each one of those weeks, he progressively gets better. So what he does, he keeps track of all of his doubles from each training cycle. And each training cycle on week 1 of his second block, he wants to beat that. And if he beats it by 5 pounds, he stops. Like, he doesn't care. And then the next week, he tries to beat that second week by 5 or 10 pounds again. It's just these small, tiny little gains, these little jumps, this progress that leads to big things on the platform, because he understands the platform is why we train. We don't train for the gym, so it makes no point to blow your wad in the gym. And he commented about how he knows that deadlift is something that he struggles with, but he had a small 5-10 pound PR from the last training cycle, and he understands that this is amazing. You might think 5-10 pounds is not a whole lot, but every week he progressively gets better, and every week he knows that if he gets better progressively each week, that means he's going to be better on meet day. Because we have the system down to where we know if we get better in training from the last training cycle, that we are going to do better on the platform than we did the previous training cycle. But people don't want to hear that. It's not sexy. It doesn't sell. People don't want to hear that you are going to make small little gains each training cycle. And that's got to happen for days, for months, for years, for decades. And then after you get through all of that, that's when you reap the rewards of hard, honest work. But people want it now. They want it easy. Easy, easy, easy. Now, now, now. Fast, fast, fast. But you know what they say? Easy come, easy go. How many people have you seen come up in the sport and just make those super fast gains and then they disappear? The second those easy gains stop and they actually have to try and they actually have to work, they're gone. So it's such a simple little phrase, easy come, easy go. But it means so much on a broader spectrum in our sport. You have to understand, easy gains will leave just as fast as they came. If it takes you a long time to build up, those are going to last a lot longer in the long run. So I just wanted to speak quick because I saw Kevin's video and I was very happy with how things are going, because it's very easy to get discouraged when you have a lift that you don't like the deadlift or whatever, and just doing it drains you mentally. Not even like the physical part, just having to go through it is just frustrating. But he understands that every peaking cycle and every block, as long as he gets 5 or 10 pounds better on that main lift, he knows that on meet day it's going to pay off. So understand that you don't want easy gains, you don't want fast gains. Or should I say, you don't want to rely on fast gains or be fooled to thinking that that's how it's always going to be. It's not always going to be like that. You are going to get to a point where you have to work. You're going to get to a point where your training is going to suck more than it feels good, but you have to go through that. Once you get through that, that's when you start to reap the benefits of your training. So keep that in mind. If you're someone who's been at it, for a year, 2 years, and your gains are starting to slow down, and you feel like it's time to maybe like jump ship and try a different program or try a different sport or this or that, don't be so quick to change. Don't be so quick to leave. Stick it out a little bit. Tread that water and see where it takes you.